Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I am Cami Thomas and I'm going to be here talking about locks and traveling and beauty and all the crazy things that come in between. This video today is actually going to be on my locks and lock care. Don't mind if I look down, I've written some notes because I want to make sure that I get all the information down that you guys may want to know about my locks. So the first question would be, when did I get locks? I got locks in August of 2018. So this year will be 4 years locked. And I got locks because, truth be told, I'd been natural for like 5 years, I think at that time. And I'd gone through some horror stories, which I'm sure most people have with their natural hair. Learning how to maintain it, learning how to do it, learning what products worked for it, what didn't work for it. And truth be told, I just didn't like doing it. So I'd often get braids. And eventually what would happen is the braids were starting to pull at my hairline, and I'm still working to this day to get a lot of that hairline back. So I was like, what can I do that allows me to maintain natural hair, make it, hopefully like let it grow really long, but also doesn't require like constant manipulation, because I don't like to do it, the truth be told. And that's when I realized locks. I didn't do any backstory on it. I went to my hairdresser like a week later and I was like, lock me. She started with comb coils. I have a really fine textured hair, as you can probably see. I don't have super thick hair. I just have kind of fine hair texture. It's not really thin, but it's also not really thick. So comb coils was the best one. And she did like medium, like I guess really small size comb coils. I honestly just was like, please do something. And I'll insert a picture here of how my locks looked in August of 2018. I looked crazy for like the first 7 months. I would not call it the ugly stage, because I did become a lot more confident in how I look, and just being like a dark-skinned woman, being a woman of African descent, I just became, I think, more relaxed in that idea, because I think I spent so much time trying to fight the way I looked, and when I got locks I felt like I was leaning in to all the things that I at one point thought weren't very good looking about myself. Like instead of like moving, it leaned into my Africanness per se, if you want to describe it like that. Like instead of trying to straighten my hair and make sure my makeup makes me look as light as possible, I was leaning into that sort of thing. Like, okay, my hair is kinky now, everyone deal with it. I have very dark skin, deal with it. Like, and I think with that, it made me a lot more confident in how I carried myself. So I am really grateful for those early years of having locks. Currently, I would say I'm questioning if I should say semi-freeform, because I do my locks like once every 2 to 3 months, sometimes every 3 to 4 months. I have to maintain my locks because my hair grows away from the lock. And I have a couple locks in the back that when I just didn't do it, it created problems. Like it was growing away and then having to put it back, and then it's like kind of thin. So I do have to maintain my locks to some extent, but I do try to like wait at minimum 2 months, maximum 4 months. I try not to go past that, because then my hair just is too crazy. I just retwist them. I've tried interlocking actually. I did interlocking. I went to Yanni the Loctologist. She's here on YouTube. She and her husband Jimmy are fantastic. When I first got locks, I probably found them about a year into my lock journey. I wish I found her sooner on YouTube. I try to maintain my locks kind of similar to the way she says to do it. I don't over oil. I try not to overwash. I think that's the best way to keep your locks maintained. So I did interlock with her, but I realized later I didn't really like interlocking. Nothing to do with the way she did my hair. She did it perfectly, and I did go on vacation a week after, and it was nice that my locks actually stayed intact compared to when I do like a regular retwist. And those of you who do retwist, you know, you retwist it one time and then like 1 week later the retwist is done, and it's like you didn't even do your hair, which is crazy when you're waiting months in between and then your hair is just basically undone a week later. But for me, I feel like interlocking compacts the hair very tightly, and I want my locks to be as thick as they can, because I'm not working with very thick hair here. So I want my locks to stay as like thick as they possibly can directly from the root. So I don't really enjoy interlocking. And she said my hair was relatively healthy, except for a couple points, which is, I think a lot of people, my crown area is, the hair there is a lot thinner. And I actually do in fact have a bald spot that I will make a separate video about and let you know how I'm maintaining it and trying to thicken it up. But I just like to do a regular retwist, even if it doesn't last very long. That's another thing about locks. I like kind of the freeness of them, and that's what I wanted. I wanted something, a way to free myself from my hair, free myself from this idea of beauty, this beauty standard that I never felt like I could live up to or was even a part of. I didn't want to be like, I need to be doing my hair all the time so I can look good. And it's like, that's what I did with my braids. And because of that, I had no edges. So I'd rather just kind of leave it and let it more, just let my hair relax and flow the way it needs to flow. And that's what I'm hoping will happen with my life. How many locks do I have? I actually don't know. I've never counted my locks. Why? Because I know myself. If I start to count my locks, then I'm like, oh my God, I have 50 locks. Like I have exactly 50 locks. Then I become obsessed. And then I'm like, what can I do to maintain this exact 50 locks? So I just never counted them because I'm like, I don't want to become obsessed with my hair. Like I want a sense of freedom for my hair. And that was something I did not have with my previous hairstyles. So I wanted to make sure my locks always felt like I was free. So I have not counted it. But if you guys would want me to count my locks, I am happy to count my locks for you guys on YouTube. My lock goals. Part of me even making a YouTube channel was so I can see my goals in real time. So my goal for my lock is for it to become, I've always wanted long hair. I'm not even going to sit here and go, you know, blah, blah, blah. I do want really long hair, and I would love to grow my hair long. Currently, my hair is the longest I think it's ever been. Like, maybe my hair was about this long when I was like 16, and I'm gonna be 30 this year, so it's been a long time since it's been this long. I'm happy it's growing. Do I want it to grow faster? Yeah, but it's okay if it's not. It needs to take its time. It needs to find its way, and that's okay. So my lock goal is probably about, short-term goal, probably around breast length, like around here. So I'm not really far from that short-term goal. Long-term, I would love to see if I can get to waist length. But then I'm also concerned that if it goes all the way to waist length, what if it gets too heavy, and that becomes a problem too. So that's a long-term goal, which probably won't happen for a couple years. But the short term, probably just having it to breast length would be pretty cool. I also kind of want to challenge myself to do some more styles. I don't really style my hair. The way it is currently is pretty much the way I wear it every day. I keep it very low key. It's not super long. I have a little bit of shorter pieces here from hair that's now just growing back, but I don't really do that much with it. And one of the things I'd like to do is to do more styles and learn some more lock styles now that it's grown. My last question I have is, would you ever cut your locks? I see a lot of people on YouTube cutting their locks, and a lot of people I've watched. I don't currently think I would cut my locks, but I could never say never. Like, you know, maybe next week they're like, my locks are not currently working for my situation, and I'm like, I have to cut it. But as of right now, I could never see myself cutting my locks. The question I have for all of you, other than to please like, subscribe, and comment, but I would love to know, what are your lock goals? when you decided to get locks, what was your goal? What goal did you have in mind? My goal was to have long, healthy, natural hair. I'd love to hear, what was your goals? And share in the comment section how you're about to reach those goals, because I'm always trying to look for inspiration.